Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you for joining me. Listen, I know that the past few months, especially, it has been a rough road. There have been many, many waves of the most intense astral clearance and matrix shutdown that I've ever experienced, and coming from many lives of experience there. And there is currently another wave of this happening, or more of you and more of the collective coming online to these waves. So this is mostly being experienced as anxiety, as overwhelm, and as trauma clearance. Because as the darkness is clearing, as different aspects of the matrix are shutting down, as these entities and these lower vibrational beings are losing their timelines and losing their power, those of us who are light workers and way showers and of the light are experiencing the quantum entanglements of these things mostly as nudges through our emotional bodies. And so it can cause a lot of upset. It can also bring up, and this is where things like this are always dual purpose, right? It can bring up traumas that have lain dormant in our family lines or in ourselves, which have been feeding these darker entities or energies, or have been anchoring those negative timelines. And so it can bring up aspects of that within you, within your current life, within your memory or trauma flashbacks and things like this. I know that I've experienced it and have been doing a great deal of clearing in this personally for and with the collective as well. And if you're experiencing that, my heart goes out to you and I send you so much support. And I want you to know that in you doing this and experiencing this and facing it and carrying through, you are doing a great service, not only in clearing your own soul and your family line, but you are clearing so much for so many in the collective. And I really thank and honor you for that. And it's been a blessing to me to be thanked and honored for the heavy clearing that I've been experiencing and going through from my guides and from the deities themselves. And through this process, I've been working with many, many deities that have been helpful. And I encourage you to work with whomever calls to your heart and soul of the light, but also do your due diligence and double or actually triple check and make sure that whoever is coming to work with you or whoever you're calling to work with you is truly of the light and is of highest intention, because this is a confusing time. And with a lot of these energies clearing and not knowing where to go or trying to hang on, I don't want anybody to be misled. But in speaking about the many, many deities that have been helpful during this, as you can see from the photo here, the one that we're going to be discussing and working with today is Green Tare. This is an image, the background painting image. I give credit, of course, where credit is due. That background painting comes from the Goddess Oracle from Hay House Publishing. And then I put some light codes over that, and I also put a channeling here, which I'm going to read to you through the light codes in my voice in a few minutes. But the image and absorbing those light codes just through the visual meditation imagery and listening will also be helpful to you if you would like to work with this energy. And this is actually a channeling that I did some time ago, and I had it saved in my files. And Green Tare brought it back up again and said, now's the time to share this. For those of you that understand and are very aware of your empath abilities and emotions and what's been happening, and for those of you who are not so aware yet and for whom this message will hopefully make sense with some of the things that you've been experiencing, maybe quite suddenly in your emotional life or in your energy tolerance. And if you hear some waves or some vibrations in the background, I also have some alpha waves going. I would like to encourage you that in this time where so much anxiety is being experienced and cleared, when we're in an anxious or overwhelmed state, our brainwave patterns are most of the time coordinated with the beta brainwave state, and the alpha state can counteract that and calm us down and help us to replenish and recuperate and restore. So also a very brief summary on Green Tara. Tara is a goddess, or more specifically a bodhisattva, in mostly Buddhism, but she's also respected in Hinduism, sometimes Jainism, many of the Eastern based philosophies and religions. You may be familiar with the 21 forms of Tara, and basically that is a breakdown where Tara appears mostly in different color varieties, and that is her identifier, and then she helps her children and the world to work through different qualities. Green Tara is usually the most common and the most numerous of the aspects of the 21 Taras. White Tara is also very common, and blue Tara. So white Tara is usually associated with peace and healing. Blue Tara, you may be familiar with, is usually associated with the blue star of Sirius and anger transmutation. Red Tara helps with passion. You would think that would be anger, but no, Red Tara helps with passion and bringing good and positive things into fruition from that passion. This is just a very brief summary, of course. And Green Tara, as you can see here, is many times seated in this position where it's half the meditative state in position, and then her other leg there is always primed and ready to jump up and out of that position and protect and help and aid her children. And she sees many of us, most of us in the world as her children. She is also known as the mother of liberation, and to me that is why she is coming through so strongly at this time, because she is working with us to help us liberate our souls and our world of the negative aspects that had power for too long. And just as a side note for my beautiful star seeds, to me, the Taras are also a star race within themselves. So that's something that we could perhaps deep dive on a later date when it is more relevant. And if you would like more information on that, definitely let me know in the comments. So if you are drawn to call and work with Tara, know that you are working with your soul sovereignty, and you are calling in the liberation and the blessings and protections that you are already worthy of, and that you already are in your highest self and highest soul aspects, and you're just calling in that help to help you bridge the gap between your higher self and your current experience of self. So I hope that was helpful to you. I'm now going to read Green Tara's words. That will be more of a direct channeling and light codes infusion if you are open to receiving it. So just a little housekeeping before I do that. I wanted to also say, please share this with someone that you believe will find it helpful. You can always visit the links in my bio or in the description, depending on which platform you're viewing this on. I have a merch shop with light codes and things. You can contact me if you would like to work with me in personal session and light works. There will be information sometimes on other offerings in there, and my PayPal is always open if anyone is called and drawn and able to give heart-based donations of any amount in gratitude and exchange for some of the energy I use to do this. That would be very appreciated. And without further ado, here are the light codes and the channeled message from Green Tara. I am here for you, my children. I will never turn away a calling heart. I see the dangers you face energetically, that feel to you as dips or negative thought forms. For there are things beyond your sight and beyond your knowing. Far too often they seek you harm through your thoughts and feelings. Do not believe them. Do not cater to them. Do not fear them, for they feed on fear. Instead, call upon me, and I will help you banish them. Together we will banish them in strength and love, with your own strength and love. For you are far greater than you know, and it is an honor to stand with you, beloveds. Enter your heart, know its power. Never underestimate the power of positivity and love, for we use this to banish those who wish to align themselves with fear, hate, or darkness. I am here with you now. I am here with you always. With love, Tare. And now, before I close, I'm just going to chant a little bit of Tare's mantra. This is the mantra mostly associated with green Tare, some of the other Tares as well. And I encourage you, if you've enjoyed this, to do some research of your own and see which forms of Tare are calling to you at this time and could be helpful to you in your journey. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. 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 Om. Thank you for joining me with Love, Light, and Light Codes. Love Danielle, #Damsel, @D's and Light Edits.